Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to look at making a single-ended spray. Now, you're probably thinking, what's a single-ended spray? It's a very popular design for going to a funeral, but it's actually a really interesting design to know how to make, because you can take the concept of it and use it for other things. So essentially what we're going to make is like a teardrop shaped design. So a bit like a shower bouquet, or in this case for a funeral, but it's the type of thing that basic concept could be turned upside down, used as the basis for a pedestal. It really is a very nice way to create a design. So what I've got is I've got a single tray with one block of floral foam. I've got some really nice coloured gladioli and some beautiful callas. And also, just to set that off, we're going to go with the white as well. And also, I do have some delphinium as well. So I was thinking this was a really nice combination of colours. So this is really the inspiration for putting this arrangement together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the outline of our design. So what I want to do is I want to set the tip and then look at creating a framework with our foliage. Now, I've probably got far too much here, which is typical. Little bits like this we can keep because we can use into the centre. But essentially I want end to end, and then we want to go out to the sides. And in some ways we want to make like a kind of kite shape arrangement. That's maybe oversimplifying it, or like a diamond shape, but that is essentially the shape that we're going for. And the French ruskus is just perfect for this. You can use any sort of material. This is actually some forsythia from the garden. It was absolutely magnificent earlier on in the year, and now it's really useful as a foliage just for using, for filling in. It lasts quite well as well. So I'm just popping that in. And actually I think some commercial foliages, if you just use commercial foliage, it can be a little bit boring. If you mix it with a little bit of material, maybe from the garden, or that is more natural, then I think you get the best of both worlds. You can make things look a little bit more or less commercial and a little bit more special. But you're also getting the benefit of having those materials in there in the first place anyway. So I do like aspidistra. I think it's an ideal material. So what we've done is we've created our framework that we're going to work within. And the first thing I want to put in, we'll probably put our, well, maybe we'll just put it in now. I was going to say we can put it in towards the end, but actually it's fine. It can go in now. With eucalyptus, I tend to prefer to keep it more to the centre of a design. And the reason for that is it can be expensive. It's also lighter in colour. So if you've got this backdrop of darker foliage, then adding your eucalyptus more to the centre, more to the front, is just helping to give that contrast and lighten it right up. You can see straight away now that that's made a difference. Just by adding this little bit of eucalyptus that we've got here. And all these little bits we can basically add in to help hide our mechanic that we're using. Now, commercially, floral foam is really, it's so easy for using. But if you're making this yourself, or if you're wanting to be more economical or eco-friendly, then there are other alternatives. You can make like a bar onto a twiggy base with moss and bind it with twine. The difference with that is you're going to have to make your item closer to the time that you need it. With the floral foam, then essentially you can make it a day or two in advance, and the flowers will be kept fresh. So the first thing we're going to add then is our beautiful gladioli. I've never really seen this colour before. I think it's just beautiful. So we're going to start with one at the top, and then I want to come in with another one further down. And I've only got 4 of these, so this is where I need to start to think economically and how best to do it. So if I cut that there, that gives me 2 stems that I can then place in, which will make a difference. So I think we'll have this blunter one towards the blunt end of our design, and then this one can go to here. Now this is a little bit long, so we can just take off that tip. It's not a problem. So I still have one more here, and I'm looking for the best place to cut it, which is probably there. So again, that gives me a good section here and a bit there. So I think what we'll do is we'll have this one up here, and then this one lower down there to bring in this colour down into here. Now, Calla lilies can be a little bit of a problem for adding to design. They tend to have quite a weak stem, they don't like getting damaged. So really now is the time to put these in. If we wait until later on, we might find that our access to foam is more restricted, and we're going to find that it's much more difficult. So because these are quite a special flower, I really want to just bring them right down the centre now, and so that we can really see them. If you're thinking it's not going to go where you want it, you can make a little guide hole, and that really will save you a lot of bother with breaking the stems, because you maybe only have 5 or you maybe only have 10, but the last thing you want to do is end up bending about 5 of them as you're positioning them, and then they end up all being smaller than what you wanted. So we've got 5 in here that really just look perfect. I think we'll add another 1 or 2 just to really say that they are the main flower. When you're putting the flowers in with your fingers, you can feel what they're doing, you can feel where they're going, so that's quite important. Now, really our secondary flower, or our main structure flower, are these lovely roses. So I'm going to look for one that would just be perfect for going in the centre, and any petals that are damaged, that are on the edge, we can take off. So actually, I think what we can do is use, this one's probably better. So what I really want is to have one here and one up to here. So this is now really like a focal flower from this end, and we'll have one at the bottom, and bring one into this space. So just as we've done with our gladioli, where we've kind of staggered the colour and the flower down through the design, we're going to do the same with the roses. So we've got 1, 2, 3, we're just staggering them. Bring one down into here, and that's okay that it's underneath, we're still seeing it. And then we really want one that's going to be like down at the tip. If you cut things on an angle, you'll find that they'll go in so much easier, and we'll be so much happier. And then, where do we want this? I think we just want to put one slightly off to the side. So that is actually bringing a little bit of volume into this centre area. Now you will get water coming out, but we've got a little bit more going on there, and then we've got the line further down. So I have these beautiful Delphinium, and I just thought this was perfect. This is an unusual flower to use maybe, and I think it's quite nice to see something different. When we have just the same flowers all the time, you start to not notice, or even other people start to not notice. Whereas when you use something that's unusual, then people are really going to look at this item and go, oh, that's different. So this one I think is really, it feels different because it's unusual colours. And then it feels different because it's unusual flowers. So that is a good way if you're wanting to make something stand out, is think about the flowers that you're going to use, think about the colour combination and the flower choice. So it depends what you're making, it depends where it's going, and it depends what the effect is that you want to be. And that's the thing, when you're creating flowers, you're really in charge. So it's your decision what you use, it's your decision how you put it together. The great thing with these is that they actually add a lightness to our design. And they bring in a little bit of space as well. They are quite a soft flower. I mean, they've got stems that are not so strong, but I think what you want to do is you want to just have that good framework of foliage will add some protection. And because we're using them in ways that's cut down, then that's also giving it some protection as well. So like just taking that down short gave us like a little unit. And the same with this, we can bring this in here. And I like to use all these little buds, all these little pieces, because they're part of the flower. And if you don't use them and you just end up with the flowers, the whole thing can look heavy. So all these little extra buds and extra bits can really help to lighten it and make it feel more natural and less heavy. So I do enjoy making arrangements like this, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming knowing where to start. What flowers do I need? What quantities do I need? Well, you're better thinking in terms of what do they come in. So if roses come in 20, can you use 20 and make that the main flower? Make that really into the feature of the design. And then straight away, you know you're on a winner. So where to put this? We could put this here, we could put this up here. I think up here. And the reason I'm saying up here is this is generally where you're going to put any message card, if there's a message card. So it's a good idea to have that up there. And I've got a little bit of eucalyptus left. So now is the time just to add in any little bits that we want that will help the shape of the design, fill in any little gaps. And actually this kind of coming out like this is creating a bit of space between the flowers and the outer edge of the whole thing. And that's what will make it feel lighter and bigger. Do you see what I mean? If we bring this into here, now the whole thing actually feels taller because the outer edges are now here. So that's all we need for this type of design. We've got interesting special flower, we've got a good strong kind of structural flower, and then we've really hit it with the colour and been able to fill in with these other flowers as well. So a single-ended design, essentially like a diamond shape with a little bit of height in the middle, an ideal design to have up your sleeve to know how to do. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We've got new videos every week and we would love you to join us for our next design. So if you've not subscribed, click here, and if you'd like to share this video with your friends, we'd be really happy. So take care and see you soon.